So in this question, we are going to check if the brackets are balanced or not. Okay, so let me just put the problem name here. Determine if brackets are balanced. And let me just enunciate what the problem is. The problem states that if there are supposedly parentheses, sorry, big brackets, then parentheses, and then curly brackets and then parentheses. So first we insert the element, push this element into the stack, then this curve bracket in this parenthesis, and one by one, when there is a match like this, like the closing bracket of the respective, whether it's big curvy or small bracket, so we pop that off, the one which we have inserted the uh, opening one. So how we're going to do is that we are going to implement it with the use of stack. We are going to iterate from the first element to the very last element, and whether if we see that the stack is going imbalanced because of some brackets like the opening brackets and closing brackets, in order of how we are going to do it, whenever there is malfunction, we just give it a false written that no, our stack is going imbalanced. So let's just hop onto coding and see how we're going to do it. Is bad. We're going to take a string as parameter. The string okay. I'm going to define an object stack, and we're going to set balanced equals to true initially, index equals to 0. And now, so we put the index, we would balanced we wrote balance equals to true and set up object s that will push and pop into the stack, perform method operations. So what we're going to do is we're going to write while index is less than, and suppose like we are going to you're going to just write len this len str equals to len the string okay is less than lengthstr. So we are going to iterate to the very last element of the string that we have taken as a parameter. And one more condition, the stack, the string, the brackets that we are going to iterate over, we are going to check if they are balanced or not. Supposedly if they are found to be imbalanced anywhere, it tends to false, then immediately our program is terminated, and we get the results that this set of strings that are based on the brackets is imbalanced. So what we're going to do next is balanced. it is true initially, so our program will go on to run. A loop will go on to run without causing any problem. Para equals to our index is set to 0. Okay, so index. Okay, so what we're going to do is the string index. We're going to give it the value of first index, that is 0 from the string. So we are going to check if para equals to, sorry, the triple equals to use in JavaScript, I was confused. It equals to either the big bracket or the curly bracket or even the parenthesis. Then we will push that var element into the stack. Okay, we are inserting element into the stack. Now what if the element is not one of them? What if it is not opening bracket, whether it is curly, big or small? So what we're going to do is put up an else statement. Obviously, if there's an if, then it needs to be else, something that's executed when the condition is false. Basics. So if whenever s is empty, then so you know that the string, then your result is false, because if there isn't any element left. Okay, so if the if it is para is false and your s is empty, the stack, then it will is empty, sorry, it will return, no, sorry, then balance will be equal to false, and we will break out of the statement because what we've got is not an opening bracket. So you know that it will be comprehensively be imbalanced because you are not getting what you actually want, what the results you actually require. So anything apart from that, sorry, I just put up a semicolon. It's a grave sin in Python. And so the next condition is, along with it, the other thing that you need to check is if we will take out the pop where now the time comes from matching. Whenever you've done your job, you check if it is matching or not. S equals to top. You just take the top element from the stack and the para element and match them. And when you get the matching parenthesis, like at the top there is an opening and at the para there is a closing, you just pop them off. You just pop the opening one off and then move on to the next one. But if when it tends to be false, what you do is that you just return back, you just assign the value of balance to false and break out of the while loop, telling that your fulfillments are not being matched up now. So what we're going to do is, if not is match top dot para, then what you're going to do is set balanced equals to false and break out. Okay, and here you put, since you're traversing through the from the very first to the last index, you put index. Okay, fair enough. Now comes the checking part. You check. Let me just slide down a bit. Okay, I'm sorry. Just check if s dot is empty and is if s dot empty and balanced, if balanced is true and s is empty, suppose that you've traversed all of the elements and popped up everything to the very last, then return true. Okay, so I just need to remove this. It's a mistake that happened with this. Okay, so we're done now. Now what we need to do is we need to define isMatch function. We need to define isMatch function, and we're going to define it here. Def is match top para, and if top equals to and para equals to the closing one, then return true. Okay, so I'm going to just indent it. I'm going to do is we're changing the brackets. It's going to apply on all three of them. Else return false. Okay, I don't see any error now. I don't see any error now. So I think we are done. Let's run the code. Rent. This is not going to be true. Okay. What's the problem here? Diff is balance. Okay. Okay. To pass something into this. We need to pass something into isBal. Okay. balanced. Okay, we're done now, balanced. And check if it is, we do it now, and nothing else. Not balanced. Okay, we're done now. There was just the blunder that went through. Actually, I did not pass any argument in the main. So now it's executing and it's going well. Figured out what the error we were doing. No problem. Happens. Okay, see you in the next one.